Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, French candidates, and generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson.
I'm Una O'Leary.
And it's 2024, motherfuckers. We made it through objectively a bad year for everyone. Unless, like, I don't know, you're a grifter. It was a great year if you're a grifter. Not a banner
That's
year, but
true.
pretty good.
Yeah. It's the year of the grift. What will
Right.
2024 bring
Oh my
aside from
God.
election?
I mean, more grift. Yeah, and that's the big thing here in America for our international listeners. We got ourselves as both major parties would say ad infinitum, the most important election of our history.
Which is really tiring when you hear that every 4 years.
Right. Like maybe saving it would have been good, but also maybe if you're gonna say that, act like it. I don't know. So we're going into an election year. It's going to be very busy here on the Gadfly homestead. In how many days? We're recording on the 2nd. Yeah, in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, the Iowa caucus for the GOP will be taking place.
No.
Uh-huh. That's showing up. And then for the Democrats, their very first primary will be taking place on the 23rd in New Hampshire, which is actually the funny thing about that is Joe Biden will not be on the ballot in New Hampshire.
Oh, why not?
Because the DNC changed the rules. Instead of allowing Iowa and New Hampshire to go first, the rules now state South Carolina has to go first.
Okay, yeah, because that's what that wasn't adding up in my head of like I thought
Mhm.
South Carolina became the first
Mhm.
and
It did. And sure, it's kind of weird that, I don't know, the first state that Joe Biden won in 2016 suddenly gets to go first, and that he came fifth in New Hampshire the last time. And
honestly, I'm fine with that. And
I
I
mean,
and I do support the argument, whether it was cooked up
mhm,
post-mortem. And I was like, well, if we're taking into account demographically all of America, South
right.
Carolina makes a lot more sense. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, and also I just feel like Iowa needs to earn it back, frankly. I have a lot of family from Iowa and I
fair
love
enough.
them all. And they're all really great. But I also grew up with like my dad and his generation forever telling me, unprompted most of the
Mhm,
time, how Iowa was just full of these really, really smart people. And it was just like when he
mhm,
was going to high school, it was just full of all these smart people. And then
right.
so I just grew up with that. And then I look around and it's like I'm looking at their governor, the people
Mhm,
they're putting in Congress, and
yeah,
I'm just thinking, like, well, yeah, but you don't live in Iowa anymore, do you?
right.
You left. It sounds
Mhm.
like all these smart people left.
Yeah, it sounds like Iowa has very good universities and no reason to stay after you graduate.
And listen, I love Iowa.
Right, right.
Family members have gone back to Iowa, which I also support. Like, yes, reinvest in your community,
Mhm.
be a true Iowan.
Right.
However,
But yeah, I mean, we have spent most of our like thinking adult lives where 1/4 of Iowa's congressmen have been white supremacists and have not really hidden it well.
not at all. Yeah, white supremacists are just like at its most like unoffensive, like really pro IRA.
Yeah, really. Look, I don't think we should get into the IRA right now. We're already constantly walking a line. But yeah, very weirdly pro IRA in the 2000s, which
In
is
the
the choice.
2000s.
I mean,
Yeah.
just support Sinn Fein and move on, man. Just fucking.
Or counterpoint, don't.
I
Yeah.
look. Star Trek predicted this is the year of Irish reunification, so I'm really hoping that ends up happening. If we get that,
Oh,
fucking great.
fuck. Oh, I know what I'm lighting my vote of candles towards.
100%, yeah. But yeah, so he's not going to be on the ballot in New Hampshire. So it means that they're going to be pursuing a very vigorous write-in campaign because they were using that as leverage to try to get New Hampshire to push it back a week or two. New Hampshire refused because it's a. I mean, I personally believe New Hampshire should go first because their standards to get on the ballot there for the presidential primary are non-existent. It's like, do you have $5,000? Are you constitutionally eligible to be president? And can you show up to the Secretary of State's office to sign a book that has been there that is just for like, it's the guest book, but you sign it when you run for office.
That's really cute.
It's great. Everything about that is like the most democracy I can possibly think of. So my vote's for New Hampshire to go first, but my actual
Yeah,
vote is like, why don't we just have every state do it on the same day?
that is what we should be doing because I cannot stress this enough. I think we should have an amendment stating that you can only run and advertise and have the election cycle at full blast for 3 months.
Yeah.
Just 6 months maybe, but really 3 months. And then that's it. Just dump your dollars, do it, get out.
I agree with you 99.9%. The 0.1% is the little gremlin that lives inside of me that is constantly in need of stuff to do. And it's just like,
You
oh,
have
we're a
your
year and a half
NFL,
out.
you have your NHL, you have Eurovision. There's
Oh my
so
God.
much out there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The
I should get
Bachelor
out of.
comes on at
Ah,
odd times of the year.
yeah, it does. I've never watched The Bachelor. That could be my new addiction.
Think of the time you would have if we only
I
had to
watch
deal.
all of The Bachelors if I'm not following the presidential election of 2028 in 2025.
Yes,
Oh my God.
exactly.
Anyway, it's
So,
2024, so I am well within my rights
course.
right now to talk
Absolutely.
about the upcoming election.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's like the day after Thanksgiving is when you're allowed to listen to Mariah Carey. Anything
Right.
sooner is too early. It's encroaching on other holidays.
Right, right. So today's episode is going to be talking about the Democratic primaries for the upcoming year. Because let's face it, choices aren't if you're like weird lefty types like me, or I don't know, how would you define yourself in the spectrum of things?
I'm
Because I
you're
don't want to
trying
just
are you
include
trying to
you
get me
without asking.
canceled?
No, no.
I will be voting for Joe Biden. I
Mhm.
don't I definitely take like I get crotchety and eye rolly at the whole like he's too old. I'm like, I don't feel like that's the point at
Yeah.
hand. I feel like so yeah, locally I vote very progressive
Mhm.
because that's often where my most progressive options are available to me.
Right,
And
right.
then at the higher up we go, the more like very centrist Democrat we get.
I get that, yeah. Like I myself, I have no clue which way I'm gonna go. The whole genocide thing is really, really rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah,
And look, I
I
get it.
know.
And it's like, but then you have to go to the thing where it's like, well, what other options are there? And we've talked about some of the other options on this podcast, and this would be a great year to run someone good and earnest. And every fucking grifter on from the left to the right has decided that no, this is our year. And God forbid anyone else get a chance. The candidates I like the most might not even be on the ballot in Illinois. So I have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do. I'm waiting until August before even making a kind of decision.
Yep, yep.
But that being said, the Democratic primary is coming. So let's say you don't want to vote for Joe Biden. You get two options so far, at least if you're following the news. There's a Congressman, Dean Phillips, who is out of Minnesota and is the richest congressman in all of Congress.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
That is no small feat.
He comes from the Phillips family, which got their money in Minnesota by running a liquor distribution company.
Oh, I thought they were of the screwhead variety.
Or the 66. Oh, yes, we invented screwdrivers. But no,
Not the drink, like the actual like Phillips screwhead.
right. Oh my God. Correct. I gotta go to Phillips brand liquor because the Phillips Distilling Company is what I like to call earnestly the stuff that goes below the bottom shelf. Every liquor distribution company has a brand like Phillips where
It's got to
they
look up to see well.
yes, yes, where it's like they have a shitty fucking factory where they make vodka, tequila, rum, gin, and they're all next to each other. And then every schnapps you could ever fucking want because it's
Sure.
cheap to make and they're not exactly going for quality.
Love it.
And
Listen,
so
there's a niche for everyone.
right. And so that's the brand, that's the thing that pushed them into having a lot of money. As of right now, they're a distribution company. They carry they carry Prairie vodka, which is good. I've had it before. It's not that it's pretty solid. UV vodka, which is
Never heard of it.
oh, it's not great. There is Kimura coffee liqueur if you can't afford Kahlua. There is a brand of brandy liqueur and schnapps called LaRue, which the only time I've ever bought them, it's just because every bottle of what they sell is below $10, and you shouldn't be paying more than $10 for peppermint schnapps. They have a Pucker ripoff called Sourpuss.
Oh, sourpuss I remember hearing of.
They've gotten the Trader Vic's label to make a bunch of rums.
Oh my God.
They also have an Irish whiskey called Hellcat Maggie, which is probably one of the best names for an Irish whiskey that I've heard so far.
It's not bad, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not making a lot of stuff that's well known and liked. But it's how you end up making a liquor dynasty, I suppose.
Yeah.
So Dean comes from that family, and he has taken his investments from the family, from the familial wealth, and from that he founded Talenti, the gelato company.
He's behind. I love that shit.
Yeah, he founded Talenti and then he eventually sold it. But yeah, that's how
Damn.
he
Okay.
became more rich.
Okay, Dean.
So the thing with Dean Phillips, though, is a lot of people noted early on in his career that he was pretty much exactly like Joe Biden. He was, as a news outlet reported, such a fan of Joe Biden that when he essentially like invited himself onto Air Force One, and while he was on Air Force One, he spent the entire time calling people, being like, "Hey, guess where I am right now? I'm on Air Force One. You want to talk to the president?" And like shoved his phone in Joe Biden's face when he was trying to do president business. And everyone is just like,
No.
this is both sad and exactly what you are never supposed to do if you get invited on Air Force One.
Like rule number one when you get elected, don't be a Veep episode that never
Right.
aired.
Oh my God. I mean, this would have been a really decent Veep episode, but yeah, it's just like act like you've been here, man. You are so fucking rich. Why are you doing?
Right. If anything, it's like I find that more endearing and humanizing that you could be this rich and then also be this much of a dork. But like excited, you know,
Right.
because so many of them is like I think of like the kid who just got indicted for the Bitcoin scandal, SB
Oh,
something
Sam
or
Bankman-Fried. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sam Bankman-Fried, who was just like could not care, like barely got dressed for a Zoom call with like board members. And
Right.
I appreciate the
Mhm.
earnestness here.
Right. I do appreciate not hiding how excited you are or the level of a fuck you give.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, this is your job, man. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people were like, "You're exactly like Joe Biden, so why are you running?" And for a while, the only reason he was running is because he felt Joe Biden is too old and people should be able to vote for young Joe Biden.
no,
Yeah, it's
I
not a
don't
good argument.
I don't need clear Pepsi when regular Pepsi is fine.
What about blue Pepsi? Can I interest you in a blue?
I'll take a Code Red Mountain Dew over
Oh,
that.
oh, spicy. That is a fancy choice. You're dealing with a real gamer here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's not exactly been setting things ablaze. He's not been polling great, but I doubt the sort of people who want an option to Joe Biden just want Joe but younger and made gelato for a while. And the sad thing of all of this is, after he announced he was running for president, Dean decided he wasn't going to run for re-election in his congressional seat. So,
Damn it.
after this, he's done. He's just gone. It's a very Democratic seat, though, so a Democrat will end up with.
Okay.
They're not going to lose it.
Okay.
Dean made a very poor decision very late.
God damn it. Well,
But let's say you're wanting someone a little more left. Well, lucky you got self-help superstar and author Marianne Williamson.
no.
I mean, that's the voice in my head when people bring her up in an excited tone. Because, I mean, this is her second run for president. She is running as a more left-wing option, but what those options are kind of vibes. Just
Yes. No,
they're
that's
just
perfect. It should just be like the yard sign should just be Marianne Williams 2024, and then under it where you would have like a
like a
vice
motto.
president's name, vibes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bringing vibes as the VP.
Probably my favorite moment so far of this election season was Marianne went on went onto YouTube to do an interview with Ole Olerun, who is just absolutely wonderful. I'd highly recommend subscribing to her channel, especially if you hate New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Her
Ooh, done and
joy,
done.
her joy at anything bad happening to that man is just it's serotonin for the day. It's just the best.
Love
So
it.
she had Marianne Williamson on and ended up just destroying Marianne through the tactic of just letting Marianne talk.
Incredible.
She didn't respond. She didn't try to rebut anything that Marianne said. She just stayed quiet and let Marianne just ramble her way through a multitude of questions. And watching it, Marianne did not answer a single fucking question, even like simple layup questions. Marianne was not capable of answering quickly or swiftly. Probably my personal favorite was Marianne was talking about creating a black task force to decide what to do for reparations, and Ole specifically asked her, "Who's going to be on the task force?" Marianne could not do it. Then she said that Ole should be on the task force, to which flashed on the screen, "I'm from the Bahamas." She's Bahamian, and so she it's just pandering, and it's so shitty. It's so shitty. But on top of that, Marianne has a long history of treating subordinates like shit, being verbally abusive. She's totally pro-union so long as you're not trying to form a union on a business that she runs.
Mhm.
Then she shut those down before. I think I've said it many times. She's very good at saying the shit that people want to hear. I don't think she believes in anything other than, Marianne.
It reminds me of God, I guess this was early on in 2016 when the woman who had been the CEO of Hewlett Packard,
Oh God, Meg Whitmer?
Fiorentino.
Oh
Who
wait, who?
was it? Fiorentino?
Oh, Carly Fiorina.
Carly Fiorino. Yeah, okay. It's yeah, I get the same feeling for Marianne where it's like, I'm so glad you've risen to the ranks that you have. And I'm sure like within your world of like be it C-suites or I don't know, I shouldn't it's hard not to disparage Marianne Williams for her woo-woo-ness because a lot of
Right.
it is like, you know what, there is some good here. And so long as you're not harming people, unfortunately, you are harming people. But
Yeah. You've invented self-help prosperity gospel and
yeah,
are now trying to back away from
right, right. And it's like, but that is like, please don't then try to transfer over into politics. Like,
it. Right.
like, I need someone who can go to the UN. I need someone
Ah,
who
yeah.
can show up to a state dinner. No, it's not. There's no crossover here. Please
Right.
stop.
Right. Look, I'm glad that you were lucky enough to have Laura Dern as your first roommate in LA. Fucking take your the luck that you have had and please go. Anyway, so after saying all of that, disparaging the three most popular Democratic candidates, did you know that there are other non-millionaire people running for the Democratic nomination? Wild, I know. And all this sarcasm is giving me a tummy ache, and I hate it because we're going to talk earnestly about a few Democratic primary nominees who have gotten into a decent amount of state ballots thus far.
Oh,
So, first off, we got to do a big ol' asterisk on this whole thing. So, the amount of source material available for these candidates is limited to their own campaigns' websites, and with a few of them, LinkedIn. And so, due to them being the source of the primary info, it's gonna be good to take everything said here with a grain of salt. I don't think any of them are lying about their past history or anything like that. I don't get those vibes. But all of us have an ability to exaggerate our own lives, whether we mean to or not, because maybe it's good for a story or maybe it's just how we remember things now. So,
maybe maybe you just need to dust up that old resume of yours. Who's to
right.
say?
Right. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Also, be sure to check your individual state primary for who's running, because they very well might not be. We haven't even gotten through the majority of state filings for the primary as of yet. I believe we're up to about 21 or 22. So this information might change by the time comes for you to vote. So, it's kind of what I'm saying is please be sure to do your own research as well. Our own research only goes so far.
Yes.
Anyway, the litmus for getting involved in this episode is that the candidate is constitutionally allowed to run for president,
Okay.
and as of January 2nd, they are on the ballot in at least 8 of the 21 states where deadlines have passed to run in the primary,
Hmm.
which leaves us with 4 people.
Okay.
To kick things off, we're going to be talking about Gabriel Cornejo of Las Vegas, Nevada. To date, he's on the ballot in 8 states, including New Hampshire, Nevada, Texas, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Minnesota, and California. I cannot find his birth date, but using some LinkedIn math, I think it's around 1983. So elder
Okay.
millennial. Pew, 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 pew,
Yay. Pew, pew,
pew.
pew, pew. Possibly turning 40 Gabe or
Right.
now 40 Gabe. Yep.
He's heard both styles of music that No Doubt does. Um, so in
Throw
2000,
that into a commercial,
yeah.
please.
Oh my god. So I'm basing this birth date off the fact that he got his bachelor's degree in 2005. He got it in advertising and business management from Northern Arizona University. In 2013, Gabe would dive into starting his own business with a startup called My Beeble. Have you heard of My Beeble?
No.
Okay. It's the way the business sounds, it's not aimed at us at the time. So he told Arizona Tech Beat that Beeble was actually a childhood nickname that he had and was given to him by a cousin who couldn't pronounce Gabriel and just started calling him Beeble.
Sure. That's cute.
As for the app, the entire focus was to supply a space for college students to buy and sell used textbooks so they didn't have to go to the bookstore anymore. You could sell to anyone in the nation, but there was an extra section to help set up meetings if you wanted to sell to someone local. local. Now, I remember in undergrad that this was kind of a thing on Amazon that you could do, and there was sort of like people setting this up, but that definitely feels like that would have been a very good time for this. I'm not quite sure how much need there was for something like this in 2013.
Oh, yeah, no. We needed it in 2003.
Gabriel described the app as, quote, if LinkedIn and Priceline got together and had a baby, and that baby worked in the book industry. Give babies jobs.
I get like now I'm more confused.
The LinkedIn part I do not get. I
Right. Is there a social component to this?
There might have been. I don't know. The app is no longer for sale, so I couldn't exactly look at the old version and tell what was going on.
What would have been incredible is if, because the name is so goofy, if it had been one of those things where like it was invented for the buying and selling of used textbooks, but then one thing led to another and it became like a precursor to Grinder
It's
or
not. Yeah.
just like I could see it just being like an underground way for like people with a certain fetish or
My
kinks to
God.
like
Your
start
fetishes are
chatting.
designed by like study abbreviations.
Yeah, it's like
If
someone
you're
just got a hold of it and it's like, oh, I know what this should really be
Oh
used
yeah.
for. Like,
Econ 101. This is like you want to start pegging, but you have no experience.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, great.
Oh, my Beeble? Yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
not using that for
Oh
textbooks.
God, no, no, do not tell Gabe. So based on media reports, it seems like My Beeble made an initial splash on the campus at Arizona State, but after a PR blitz in 2014, I really couldn't find much mention of the site. My Beeble would continue until 2019, with the app getting its final update in January of 2018, but it seems to be completely gone. The website's down, the app's nowhere to be found in the stores, it's just done.
RIP.
So in 2020, Gabriel would bounce back with a new venture called Delivery. It's like
Delivery?
delivery, but with love. Delivery.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 501c3, and it specifically was located in Southern California, which is where he'd moved to I believe it was Vista, California, which is between LA and San Diego.
Okay.
And it's very much a business that was formed as a reaction to COVID, because the whole idea behind it was they would work as a goods delivery service, but working specifically with food banks and other sort of charities that delivered various goods, whether it be masks, clothing, just anything
Yeah.
that you would need to survive.
Just, yeah, realizing that not everyone has the budget and income for constant like Instacart.
Right. And honestly, it's a wonderful freaking idea. It's a
Yeah,
really, really good idea that, I'll go ahead and say it shut down in 2021, so I really wish it would have had more legs.
that's a
But I think,
bummer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think after everyone decided COVID was done, which it's not, please be safe.
No, and COVID aside, like people with disabilities from, certain economic sector, it's like this would be very useful.
Well,
This would just be
100%.
generally very useful. People working multiple jobs who don't have a chance to get out and shop.
Mhm. And in my old life working on databases for social services, one of the things we always had to keep in mind was that when someone goes to a food bank or goes to a charity, they have to do so doing that sort of travel math in their head of like, all right, I can definitely afford the train to get there and maybe
Mm,
the train back.
yeah.
And so you have to be 100% sure that the services they need are at that location, no matter what. Otherwise,
Ah,
they might not be able to go anywhere else after that.
yeah.
And so having a service where stuff gets delivered straight to them is huge. And there's a lot
Huge.
of senior service organizations that could definitely use this.
Yeah.
It's
Gabe, stop running for president.
Well, all right. There's a better reason why I think it got shut down, but I think it was mostly that the venture capital money dried up as soon as COVID was done, quote unquote.
Ah.
Another issue though that might have caused it not to work out is that delivery is actually a very commonly used name for companies around the world. In Monaco, Delivery is a Grubhub-like company that mostly delivers caviar and expensive various foods because it's fucking Monaco. There's not a Taco Bell in
Yeah.
Monaco.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, there's a company called Delivery that focuses on delivering flowers and gift baskets. My personal favorite is in Singapore. It is a company that just delivers themed gift boxes day of, and one of them is a hangover kit that you can order. The kit includes a croissant, which I believe is fresh baked, a banana, a bottle of orange juice, earplugs, 4 hangover pills, coconut water, mints, a tiny jar of Bon Maman jam, and cookies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I gotta say, if anyone's in Singapore, this seems like a really great company to go with if you get a little too drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to our new sponsor,
Oh my God,
Delivery
delivery
of
in Singapore.
Singapore.
The real kicker though is that in 2016 there was a company called Delivery LLC, which was founded in Haywood, California. And so the idea behind Delivery in Haywood, California was, quote, "Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have a personal assistant? Delivery is an affordable answer to making that dream come true. Would you like lunch from a place that doesn't deliver? Something from the mall and you don't want to wait for the shipping? Your dry cleaning picked up or delivered? Are you cooking and realize you forgot a few ingredients from the grocery store? If you have a need, we can deliver. Parentheses, deliver with love." So that being said, the pictures I was able to find from the Google store, the Google Play Store for this app, the pictures of the app were nothing but restaurants. And it's like, you have Grubhub, my dudes. You're in San Francisco. Grubhub already owns everything. There's maybe a couple other smaller ones. You're doing this wrong. This isn't going to work. And it didn't. But the problem, though, is when you look up Delivery, you get a mix of Gabe's company and this old company that closed. And so it kind of makes it look like Gabe bought this old company and then
Oh,
shifted it into this charity, which isn't what happened. Like, it's
yeah.
what I thought happened until I looked at the California Secretary of State website and noticed that it's separate filings for different companies in vastly different areas.
And which also means that Gabe didn't do a single Google search when he named his charity.
Or he did, and he was just like, I like the name too much. And
No one likes Delivery that much. It's fine.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a name that a lot of people have gone with.
Right. But it's just like, yeah, like you go with it because you're tired and you don't want to have to think of something that's as good as Delivery.
True. I mean, we all been in those writing rooms before, though, where we're
Yes.
just like, I'm done with this. Can we please move on?
Just pick it. They're all bad equally. Let's order lunch from Delivery.
From Delivery. I need a hangover kit for the writing room. So, following the end of Delivery, Gabriel moved back home, predominantly because his grandparents both fell ill and no
Oh.
one was able to take care of them.
Oh.
Yeah, that's I think the main reason why Delivery shut down is that Gabe left and it ended. And then he just decided I'm gonna run for president also.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do love how already it's like anytime we're listicle Republican or Republican adjacent
Mhm.
candidates, it's like after 13 years working with Blackwater, they move back home and continue to kick puppies. And here it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the company went under because he had to take care of his grandparents, and now
Mhm.
he's running for the Democratic Party.
Right, right. Now, running for president without already having some kind of national recognition is a wild thing to do, and Gabe is one to agree. He states on his campaign site, quote, "I never thought I'd be doing this, partly because that's not a thing most people think about. More than that, it doesn't sound like a fun job. I'd prefer living an uncomplicated life. I'm running because our ship is sinking, and I'd rather stop the people drilling the holes causing the leak than enjoy the music on the way down. I'm the guy who wants to be lazy, but can't fight this compulsion to make things right, or at least better."
This is the candidate speech of a millennial running for office.
I could not agree more. This is the most like I
I feel
identified with like
seen. I feel
right?
called to
Like I
action.
would love to be lazy. I would love to
Yes.
just sit back, watch all 57 seasons of The Bachelor and just chill the fuck out. But I can't because of this fucking demon that lives inside me.
Listen, more than anyone, I would love to have a $14 avocado toast, but I can't afford the toast. And the avocados are getting fucked up by climate change. So
Right?
here I am.
Look, man, so I gotta say, this put me on Gabe's side really fucking fast. And then I went to his platform page, and it's not bad. It's just
Just,
thoroughly undetailed, which is, a huge turnoff for me. I hate it. I hate
yeah.
it so
Yeah,
fucking
I
much.
know.
But it's at least stuff that it's at least a position to take. So for his platform, there are, let's see here, 7 planks. The first is to ban trading stocks while in office, which
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
Switch everyone to publicly funded campaigns. So no longer raising money. You just get a chunk from the government, and that's it.
Which squares with Citizens United how?
Oh, that would be a hard thing to pass because if you are getting rid of all private funding, I imagine you're probably going to have to go back to that and just be like, well, if Citizens United is a person, they're also knocked out from being able to fund anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, listen, like hard yes, like in favor of it, but
yeah,
I immediately see what you mean about like where are the details? We
yeah.
want we
Like
want the
I
details.
do like the idea of publicly funded campaigns. It's something that's done in multiple countries.
Yeah.
Where is the money specifically going to come from for that?
Oh, from when I don't tick the little box on my taxes saying, do you want to donate
Oh,
three
that's
dollars
fucking
to
you. And that's me too. Yeah, just
yeah, yeah.
I'm not donating
But
to
I
your
don't tick it
presidential
because I'm like,
campaign.
yeah, and I don't take it because I'm like, fuck you. You're like, you
Right?
have more money than God. No, I'm not donating to a campaign.
Look, I know the IRS, this isn't their first choice of what to have on this form.
I know.
Tough enough as it is, but maybe stop. Ban former politicians from becoming lobbyists. Retroactive term limits. It's always my big question. What are the term limits? I need to know, like, is it 8 years combined, like, or 12 years? So it's 2 Senate terms and 6 House terms. And if they are being enacted retroactively, that's going to
Yeah.
be a huge fucking election.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I would be for that chaos. I would be very interested in seeing that chaos, but I need details to know what I'm fantasizing about.
Yeah.
Um,
Paint a picture for me.
I'm paying $1.99 a minute. You better fucking give me these details.
Keep talking.
This one threw me a little bit. Healthcare for all. So I don't know if he means Medicare for all or if he's just talking about another form of privatized healthcare that's not involving Medicare.
Yeah.
So yeah, another thing like Medicare for all already is something that requires details that I want to know,
Hmm.
especially on how you're going to pass it. So healthcare for all just gives me more questions. Glad you support it.
Yeah.
I want to know more.
Right.
Here's something with details though. He wants to give everyone a freedom dividend,
I'm
which means
listening.
everyone over the age of 18 who is a US citizen gets $1,000 a month.
Yes.
Universal basic income, motherfucker.
Yes.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, during the lesser known candidates debate in St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire, he did bring this up and he name dropped Andrew Yang, which made me concerned, but also he is the name that is associated with UBI. But yeah, I mean, I'm fucking for that. Details of where the money's coming from, but fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And like, freedom to make my dumb art.
Oh my God, that'd be the best. And finally, we have paid family leave. Quote, paid time off to care for family emergencies, spend time with your newborn, or events relating to a family member's military deployment.
Oh.
Again, though, I want fucking details. I want to know how long you're going to give people. Because if you're
Yeah.
just saying this is now allowed, businesses are going to find every single way to be like, okay, you get an hour to say goodbye to your kid who's going off to war, or you get like a week and a half to talk to your newborn.
Yep. Yep.
So that's Gabe. I think he sounds like a very nice person who definitely speaks to me generationally very fucking well.
Yeah. The problem is that his current planks are also no different than if I were running for
Right.
president.
Right. It is very much a millennial platform, but sadly also goes with I didn't have time to finish it. Partial credit, please.
Yes.
I have a
Didn't have
lot
time
on
to
my mind, and yes, it's just existing.
Can I? Is it too late to change this to a pass fail grade?
Yes. Yeah.
And does anyone on campus have Adderall they're willing to sell?
Oof, oof, that hit. So we're moving on to the next candidate after that.
All right.
So we're going all the way to Damascus, Maryland to meet retired plumber Stephen P. Lyons. Stephen's on the ballot in New Hampshire, Nevada, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Arizona, Colorado, Louisiana, and California. So Stephen is definitely the oldest of the candidates who is running. He was born in Washington, D.C. in 1961.
Mm.
His entire life story is on his website. And I'll just say that I think it's really well written. It's actually very compelling in a lot of regards. You know, it's not I didn't really feel like he overshared in any regard. It's definitely feels like a generational form of writing. It's like, it's very Garrison Keillor-esque in some regards without, being all Minnesotan. It's just, I think it's easier to say it's very much his voice and you could tell it the whole way through. And it's,
Aw.
after reading a lot of pages that sound like either ChatGPT or a PR person wrote it, it's really
Right.
nice to read someone's life story from their point of view. and with a lot of really
Yeah.
fun pictures.
Yeah.
So it's a really solid read. It is too long for me to include everything. So I'm gonna hit the Spark Notes version of this. So he does say that he started out in Catholic school where he did not do well. His grades were really, really low. He said he was getting C's and D's mostly. He was getting in trouble with the nuns on a regular basis. And then by ninth grade, his parents switched him over to public school, where he became a straight A student. In his own words, this is thanks to, quote, public school's ninth grade was the equivalent to Catholic school's sixth grade work. So there was a little story too of him getting his first report card. And I think he said he got on the dean's list and he was so excited to bring it home, he nearly got hit by 2 cars.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a really fucking cute story. He also noted he was making friends for the first time in public school. It was just like, it was a really good experience for him. However, when Stephen turned 16, his father came down with an undisclosed illness. Prior to this, his dad ran the family plumbing company, but after his dad fell ill, he was no longer able to work. So Stephen, at the age of 16, dropped out of school and started running the family plumbing company.
Wow.
Which he did until his retirement in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. He says right now the company Lyons and Sons Plumbing is a fifth generation company. So I'm assuming that means his children and his grandchildren are now working at the company since he's moved on. He seems like he's very happy with how things have turned out. And yeah, he's got a big old family. And he says he still plums from time to time, just not under the company banner. As a candidate, Stephen is the option available if you want a moderate or someone more to the right of Joe Biden, who still considers himself a Democrat. As he says on his site, quote, I've learned it's okay to veer to the left or right a little bit, but mainly keep in the middle. Once you go too far either way, it's very hard to find your way back. To which I would say, do you want to find your way back? I mean, look, I get it. It's your political preference. It's your ideology of life. Not my cup of tea, but is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I like sometimes I throw too much hot sauce onto my tacos, but then I get used to that much hot sauce, even though it gives me a tummy ache. I require now that much, like even more hot sauce.
Yeah. So as for his platform, I'm honestly, again, a bit disappointed because I always hope for details of policy, but they're more of a stream of consciousness on various subjects that come across as more of vague feelings of things than actual plans, which, works when you're telling your life story, but when you can't wax poetic on policy. I got to know what you're going to do.
And was there anything that like was part of his call to run for president?
I missed it if there was. Because, yeah, Stephen is a complete newcomer to politics in every regard. I guess this probably comes closest from the front page of his website. Quote, I have yet to see a president in my lifetime that has put us, the American people, first. That stops now. And so I think, it's a bit of a populist message, but that's about as close as we get. Also, I will say for a first-time political candidate, this is a very good-looking website.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link on this. I mean, especially because I've seen so many crap websites. The logo is really, really good. For those of you who are not on the website right now, lions2024.com. It's a red lion that's behind him that looks really freaking good. It might be a Canva asset that I just don't know about. The only downside
also
is,
for those at home, it's lions like Lyon, Lyon, not like
it's
the
ranch.
the RAR.
Yeah. The only thing I think Stephen might not know about is the lion is the unofficial mascot of Trumpism and a lot of the MAGA movement. So like when they were floating the idea of a Patriot Party, they wanted the lion to be the symbol of that. So a red lion isn't exactly the best choice, but it looks so freaking snazzy on this website. It looks really good.
What's so funny is you brought rightly Trump imagery, but I just kept thinking of like it looks so much like an England football club mascot, like the Tottenhams or something. And
Right,
like,
right, yeah. Like how did I not see this in Ted Lasso? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And there's definitely topics that come up that like there's like we have to protect the children, and I immediately wince inside because I'm like, this is gonna turn anti-trans very fucking quick. And then it doesn't. It's just him being like, children are innocent and I like children and you should hug your kids. And it's just like I'm just tensed up waiting for the fucking turn and it doesn't come.
Okay.
Which is good. It's good. But all right, but let's get to the platform because some of his platform is very right, a lot more right than I think he thinks it is. And one topic that is very goddamn left that I don't think he left as it is. So first, he wants to ban China from buying any land or property in America and to refund all previous purchases by China. So a lot
Oh,
of this
damn.
comes from the fact that China buys up farmland and various other land speculation sort of things. But the topic of is China really buying up US farmland? NBC notes that Chinese buyers in the past year and a half equal to fewer than 1,400 acres of land or less than 3/100ths of 1%. So, okay, so it's a fear topic that is being
Great.
brought up on
Hmm.
that. So it's on the upside, it's something that could be done very quickly to refund
Yeah.
the land. Part of it also, I think, comes from this fear that there was a lot of land being bought around an Air Force base in California that a lot of folks on the right were assuming was being done by either Chinese or Russian influences. And it turns out it was actually a tech billionaire trying to build a utopia.
So much worse.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like it probably would have been better, but yeah. So it's, not great. And then after that, close all US borders. Quote, I stand
What?
150% behind all our Homeland Security Border Patrol officers.
Steven.
Yeah. Not only that, but he wants to use cameras, ground pressure point equipment, and drones to catch drug traffickers on the border.
No.
Which, I know I always quote Adam Conover on this, but the vast majority of drugs being stuck into America are being done through ports. People aren't physically carrying it over the border because that's hard and shipping is so fucking
Right.
cheap these days.
It's right. It's measured in kilos.
Right.
Kilos, that's a kilo, that's like 2-ish pounds.
Mhm,
It's significant weight.
mhm.
And I am
Yeah.
but one person.
Right. It's not easy. And it's not really gonna stop a lot. Also, the use of ground pressure point stuff is meant to catch people using tunnels under the border to get stuff in. And it's just like,
I immediately think of the environmental damage.
right. Also, you would be putting ground pressure point control stuff in California where there's constantly fucking earthquakes and tremors and shit. So it's like gonna cancel it all out fucking anyway. It's gonna it's just such a waste of fucking money. Also, he would allow any Border Patrol, Homeland Security employee, law officer, or US troop to arrest drug runners on the border.
Well, that just means they're going to beat up on asylum people.
Yeah, well, my question is too, are they going to be using the definition of border that Homeland Security does?
Oh, right, where it's like 100 miles in.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
half of Michigan.
Yeah, like why would they not? Under the category of preparing for the worst, he would like to create a 5,000 person task force in every state to be prepared for natural disasters or worst case scenario, war. Now, Stephen, I hate to break it to you, we already have that, and it's called FEMA. And yeah, FEMA is their whole thing is being prepared for emergency management.
Yeah,
But
just give them better management and more
right.
money.
Well, and if that's what we're going for, currently FEMA has 20,000 employees and 10 regional offices. But if we do what Steven wants to do, then we're going to be bumping up their workforce to 250,000 people and expand to offices in every single state, which, why the fuck not? Other than the fact it'll be very expensive.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's what you want to do, man, I'm all ears on that.
Okay.
I'm willing to listen if that's a plan you have, or even if
I
you
always
just want
get
to change
nervous.
FEMA's name and just go with
Sure.
something else. FEMA's kind of
Yeah.
in conspiracy circles. FEMA is the group that will be rounding us all up into camps, and
Which is so funny because I hear FEMA and it's like they should get a name change because I feel like most people associate FEMA still with the like disastrous action plan
Mhm.
post Katrina.
Yeah.
So like a little facelift and agency rebranding wouldn't hurt.
Right. Under climate change, quote, I believe 100% in climate change and that we need to save our planet and animals. Is there a plan? No. I'm glad he believes that it's happening, though.
Right. That's where the bar is. Fine.
Yeah. Under the category of I will undo what was done. I had no clue what this was going to be about until I read it, but he wants the federal government to buy up farmlands that are for sale and give them to immigrant farmers and sharecroppers. Now, sharecropping hasn't been a thing in America since 1960, but I kind of get what he's saying here. He wants to give free farmland to people who need it and will work it. So he's essentially pitching a socialized farming program, which is so far to the goddamn left that I love it. I love this. This is great. Let's fucking do it.
It's like, no one tell him.
Right? Oh my God. It is such a fucking good plan that, I want to see more ideas on this. I want to see where it goes. I want to see how he's going to keep to make sure that like mega farms don't get to buy in on this and expand their
Yeah.
areas. Who's going to
Yeah.
get it? What's the qualifications? He kind of alluded that he wants people to switch up crops each year to improve the soil quality.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking lefty idea and I fucking love it.
This is only the beginning, Stephen. Keep going.
This reminds me of the Prohibition Party's two ideas and me being like, I hate everything else, but I fucking love this. Taking back our streets and neighborhoods. So again, we have to go to
Oh,
something that is based entirely on fear mongering.
incredible.
He states on his website that he wants to fully fund the cops because the far left are out of control, and quote, 80% of us all agree these streets are running rampant.
I mean, where to even begin? Fully fund from what? They get billions of dollars in Chicago alone. They all have the greatest pension you could
Mhm.
ever imagine. Like,
Well,
what money is being removed?
Well, the craziest thing is not a single police department in the wake of the George Floyd protests actually got, not a single one actually got defunded. If any,
Yeah,
they all got more.
they had so much more.
But to quote a NBC News article, yes, 80% of people do believe that things are getting worse and that crime is going up, but crime has been going down all year. Crime
Right.
keeps getting fucking lower, and how you feel about something isn't what's fucking true. So get off the internet, Stephen. Get off the internet and advocate for this socialized farm program because god damn it, you could do so much with that. In the more fun area, he wants to pass a law that requires that anything that floats is legally has to have a GPS system. So boats, ships, dinghies, rowboats, yachts, battleships, all gotta have GPS. And this is done with
The
the
monster from
idea.
It.
Yeah. God, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. But this is done with the idea that, drug traffickers, if they are coming in by boat, will get caught even easier because they don't have GPS on board.
Oh God, this is extreme uncle at Thanksgiving logic.
This also then leads into a section that mentions that he would make it so that we would be allowed to declare war on countries that produce drugs or just declare war directly on drug cartels. Because he has stated he would declare war on the Mexican cartels, whether or not Mexico wanted us to or not.
It makes me bonkers because it's like, Stephen, go to any of those countries and like you will find the commonality between all of them is US intervention when those countries tried to become socialist.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the fallout. This is the symptom of the disease. We're the disease.
Right. But maybe we should just give them more disease through explosions.
But maybe we just need another war.
There's so many already. Now we are going to end with four ideas that I think are really, really good-hearted. He promises that if he's president, once a month he will do free plumbing for a person in need, which at first sounds like a bonkers thing, but he wants to do this to set a precedent so that other craftsmen follow his lead and do the same thing. So that, he's not the only person doing this charity work once a month, that it just becomes a thing that every craftsperson does.
I love that. And I will also add that I think it's really great in terms of elevating craftsmen back to, I don't know, a status within America that I think has been lost for the past 30 years, 30
Yeah.
to 40 years.
I would agree with that. Yeah. He wants to encourage people to donate their small coins, so pennies, nickels, and dimes, each month to a charity that is voted on by the people.
Sure, but can we also just tax the rich and then just have that money and then charities do feel like we can just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take my extra change and like go to this local service and just give a little extra more because I really believe in this thing instead of I have to bring all my pennies here so that they have money to pay for their overhead to keep doing the good work that they do.
Right. Like I think as an idea, it's like, yeah, the March of Dimes is fine, but yeah, you're right. We should just tax people appropriately and then make improvements there. He admits that he used to believe that doctors would let organ donors die so they could make money on organs, it's a conspiracy theory I heard while growing up. Like you don't mark on your driver's license that you're an organ donor because they'll just let you die because they need organs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, someone who's desperately in need of new eyes or a heart can't get it.
Yeah, it's a bad conspiracy theory because the second you start thinking about it, you realize that someone would have been caught by now doing this.
I think it's pretty damn hard to
Right.
sell organs.
Right. And so he's come to realize that this conspiracy is not true and is using his platform to say, hey, everyone should be an organ donor.
Okay, great.
Right. We get a little
this really has a
twisted.
happy ending.
It really does. It really does. And in the same token, he also thinks everyone should donate blood.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe while you're at it, let gay people donate blood too.
Maybe stop asking me if I've been to the continent of Africa in the last 5 years.
He supports banning guns for anyone under the age of 21 and supports a full ban on the AR-15.
Great. Okay. We're getting back, Stephen.
So we're gonna end on a fun one. He stated he would pardon President Trump, but under one compromise: that Trump has to go on national TV and ask the American people for forgiveness. No waffling, no weird talk. He has to earnestly ask the American people for forgiveness, and only then will Stephen P. Lyons give him a pardon.
This is exactly the kind of thing that one's father is like shouting across the Thanksgiving table about, like, if he were, this is how he would do things. You would have to, would have to beg for mine and
he's gonna have to
the
look
American
me in the eye
people's
and
forgiveness.
say, he's sorry, I'll tell you that. Pass the fucking gravy.
Yeah. I mean, which is all to say, like, as we're rounding out Stephen, this sounds like a perfectly good state rep platform. Like, run locally, Stephen.
You know, Maryland cannot do worse than this guy if we're talking about the Republican ticket. The Republican Party in Maryland has gone off the fucking rails. And, like, you know, I mean, Stephen is a Democrat, so I could see him running in, like, the 1st district against Andy Harris, who's the one Republican of Maryland, and doing pretty solid, probably. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of centrists you hear about in centrist fables of, like, there used to be people who could work on, it didn't matter if you were left or right, they always just tried to do good things. And I'll give him, like, you know, 40% of doing good things. His border policy is extraordinarily
bonkers.
Yeah.
And if he's in Maryland, like, stop looking at these so-called borders and look at the ports.
Right.
Rewatch season 2 of The Wire, for Christ's sake.
Yes. Also, maybe do some research beyond the fear-mongering shit that's being fed to you. And just based on what I've read, if he's willing to change his mind on the organ donor conspiracy, which was hard set on the people I knew growing up, there's a possibility he could change his mind on, like, police. There's a potential.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's at least
absolutely
there. So I don't know. I personally would not vote for this man for president.
No,
but, you know, for being a retired plumber to get on the ballot in 8 states, fucking incredible. That is some hard fucking work.
That is not nothing. You're absolutely right.
But now we're moving up a tier. The folks who are on the ballot in 9 states.
We're
going to be talking about 2 folks for this. On the first, we have Frankie Lozada of Queens, New York.
Hell yeah, Frankie.
So Frankie's on the ballot in New Hampshire, Nevada, Arkansas, Texas, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Minnesota, and Louisiana. Frankie was born in 1989 and grew up in the neighborhood of Hollis, which, if you're a fan of hip-hop, you've heard of Hollis.
Shit!
Or Run DMC from. Yeah. So when he was 9, his family moved to the Long Island suburb of Valley Stream, which is, like, right on Queens. Frankie would also note in an interview with the Long Island Herald that while he was a kid, his father would be arrested and given a lengthy sentence. He didn't go into what his father had done, but he did state he hasn't known his dad during his adult life. Judging from his LinkedIn page, dude has led a busy fucking life.
Damn, okay.
At the age of 16, he started working at a local bar as their promotional manager. From what I saw, the bar was doing a stand-up comedy open mic every Wednesday during the time that Frankie was working there. And he worked at this place for 2 fucking years. When he was 18, he began working as a field and event manager for GMR Marketing and Encore Nationwide. And he also started his own company, Lozada Logistics and Event Management. He essentially manifested a career at the age of 16 in field and event management, because that's pretty much all he did for most of his life. He said he's working on many, like, national tours of things and events and just crisscrossing the country, oftentimes working for 2 or 3 businesses at once.
Wow.
Yeah. In 2011, he somehow found the time to get his associate's degree in criminal justice from Nassau Community College. And in
Shit.
2022, he got his bachelor's degree in business admin and management from the University of the Peep, which, yes, it sounds fake. It sounds very fucking fake.
Yeah, it really does.
I looked it up. It's legit. The best way I can explain it is like, what if the University of Phoenix was actually free and gave out accredited degrees?
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
so
but it's legit.
it's from what I could tell, it's legit. I'm more
All
than willing to
right.
be proven wrong on this, but it sounded fucking legit reading about it.
I mean, listen, I'm rooting for Frankie already. So
Right. So Frankie made his first attempt at political office in 2022 by entering the Democratic primary for Congress in New York's 5th District. He would have faced longtime incumbent Gregory Meeks, but he didn't meet the filing deadline in time. From what I read in the Long Island Herald, there were a lot of people trying to push him into the 4th District, which would have been outside of where he lived, but they're
that's
wanting
weird.
him to kind of carpet bag into an easier district where he wouldn't be facing off against, a longtime incumbent Democrat. Also, I'm 90%
Mm.
sure the district they wanted him to go to is the district that George Santos ended up winning.
I was gonna say it's like at a certain point we're bumping up against the grifter of all grifters.
Yeah, let me look at this. Nope, no, it would. All right. So the District 4 is the district of Anthony D'Esposito. District 3 was the one that had Santos.
So
So
close.
I know,
All these
right?
little districts.
That would have been a fun story. Anyway, so he ends up not meeting the filing deadline, doesn't run. But as for why he decided to start running for office, Frankie addressed this at the St. Anselm College debate. And he stated that the big push came after he worked as a COVID-19 site logistics manager at an immigrant intake shelter in Fort Bliss, Texas. Quote from the Long Island Herald: "It's very different than what we hear on the news. It's a lot worse than what a lot of people think. And I think I owe it to them to kind of work with them and find ways to make their experiences better and give them an easier pathway to safety and security here in this country."
Oh,
Yeah, he's kind of fucking great. I kind of like Frankie.
ah.
But we get to his platform, and it is frustratingly vague. The majority of it are issue paragraphs with no clear plan and just vibes.
Ooh.
He wants education reform. Good. He supports Medicare for all. So if that's like your key
Okay.
word of the thing, that if someone supports that, you'll vote for him. Frankie's your guy. He supports immigration reform. Doesn't say what. Equality for LGBTQ plus people, and of course everyone else across the board. Doesn't say how. Supports voting rights and criminal justice reform. But once again, the one thing that we do get for prison reform is he wants to abolish for-profit prisons.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And he does have a clearer plan for his category of credit repair assistance. And for that, he wants to allow people with bad credit to take federally approved financial education classes, which will result in a new federal credit score and the deletion of previous credit scores.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I have concerns about, people being able to make this class.
Right.
Like you said, it's like it just light on details.
Yeah.
Like the
Also,
idea sounds great.
one of the things I always heard back in my old life is that financial education classes across the board, the people who took them did not find them very helpful because it's mostly teaching them stuff they already knew, and that's like they don't have bad credit because they don't know how to balance a checkbook or how to make good investments. Their credit's bad because they had to make an emergency decision as to whether or
Yeah.
not you're going to pay for food or you're going to pay rent, or they got behind
Yeah.
on health expenses. And so these
I
classes
I
really don't do anything, but if
I think right. The main problem is like, I mean, if it's a thing of like, sure, you sit through what, 5 bullshit classes, but then boom, terrible credit history is not an issue anymore. You're
right,
you're back to square one. I think like that's a nice little get out of jail free card
right,
situation.
right.
What Frankie should be thinking is like, go deeper, Frankie. Why
Mhm.
do we have credit scores at all? Like,
Right. Yeah, why do we
blow
let
it
free
all up,
private
my friend.
companies
Yeah.
do this? Like a federal socialist credit score. That sounds bad. Alex Jones would go crazy, but you know what I mean. So yeah, sadly, that's all we got for Frankie. I will say, I did reach out to his campaign briefly because I was doing more age math, and it kind of sounded like he was going to be 34 on inauguration
Yeah,
day. But they
okay.
did confirm that he would be 35 on election day, and that the one newspaper outlet saying he was born in 1990 was wrong. So works out. They seem lovely.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
there's
want
not.
details, man. You gotta have more details than this.
Right.
But finally, we're ending with my favorite for some reasons. Out of Orange, California, in Orange County, we have businessman Armando Perez-Serrato, or as he prefers to be called, Mando. You can call him the Mandalorian if you want to. He kind of seems to like that, but we're just going to say Mando for now. So currently, Mando is on the ballot in New Hampshire, Nevada, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, Minnesota, Louisiana, and California. And his history is pretty much non existent. I have no clue where he was born, what his childhood was like, or where he studied business. Based on his website and a spattering of news pieces in 2021, there are only like a few bits of info that I could find. One, from his campaigning site, he is a first generation American citizen and his parents were both born in Mexico. Two, he runs his own company called Perez Combat Incorporated. The main focus appears to be self-defense melee weapons, but the only product that I was able to find is a retractable baton called the Pro Action. Now, a retractable baton is like you do a flick and like a short rod, it turns into a longer rod.
Yeah, I've watched action movies.
Yeah, exactly. So years ago, I wrote a play where this was a weapon that was in it. And so we had our fight choreographer, we brought up to the fight choreographer and they're like, oh, that's illegal in Illinois. Like retractable batons are not legal. So I thought to myself, oh, are they legal in California? Highly illegal in California. California Penal Code 22210 baton laws and penalties states that ownership, trading, or manufacture of such a weapon is punishable with up to 1 year in prison.
Mando, what you doing?
Not great. You should look that up before you design a retractable baton. But it does answer to why the Pro Action Rod is just in older posts and doesn't seem to exist anywhere else online. Less good that he featured it on his campaign website when he was running for governor of California.
No.
So that's right. Number 3, Mando ran in the recall election of Gavin Newsom in 2021. And here's where things get fun. In an interview with the Los Angeles Sun-Times, Mando described himself as, quote, a conservative Catholic, a Second Amendment supporter who would loosen rules on concealed carry permits, does not support vaccine mandates, and proposes to build a, quote, Perez pipeline to import water from Canada and supply a statewide sprinkler system to be used to fight forest fires.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a lot to unpack.
I mean, already as a daughter of the Great Lakes, Mando, you stay the fuck away from my home.
Look, I was waiting for him to say that I'm going to build a pipeline from Lake Michigan to California, and I'm just picturing the sprinkler system just being those fire detection sprinklers on top of the pipeline, so that if a fire starts, they just spritz out.
Oh, I'm just imagining every 5 cubic feet or whatever, there's one of those like bougie little pop-up sprinkler systems that you see in like the really wealthy lawns. Yes, it just goes.
Oh my God. Well, it's an idea that is like, okay, if I were a child, this would sound great. But I've seen video of people trying to put out forest fires, and the water usually comes from a helicopter or a military airplane, and it's dumping a lake full of water on top of it.
Yes.
And it looks like nothing. What the fuck's a sprinkler system gonna do? It's I need details. Everything about this, I just scream, what, how, and it breaks me.
It's verging on performance art, but it's not there yet. And I think that's why we're both just frustrated.
Like, it's a step like to the side of just rake the forest.
Right. Mando's like, you're clearly not serious, but you're also not serious enough. Like, not serious enough.
I think he is serious, but I don't know if he is. It's like, we mentioned George Santos already. I'm getting Santos vibes from this guy. Just
absolutely. Absolutely.
He also stated that he would eliminate state income tax for anyone making less than $600,000.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the groan of grudging acceptance.
Yeah.
Like, sure, fuck it.
And then what? Like, yeah. Great. So
then we can buy sprinklers. Just, oh my God, just the fucking vandalism opportunities of a sprinkler system like that is, oh God. Anyway, so Newsom would end up winning, which made the voting for the replacement moot, but Mando finished in 12th place with 85,000 votes across the state.
Yeah, because like an aggressive lawn sprinkler system, he had a message for everyone, and he was just going to spray it, and it was going to hit someone.
Right. There are a lot of people in HOAs that love this platform.
Yes, yeah, he is going after the HOA vote.
He did run for governor again in 2022, but this time he was only able to get 45,000 votes and finish 15th. But fuck it. We've talked about people who've run for president who've had far less success than that, so why not let this conservative Catholic Democrat run for fucking president? So, under his platform, which he has labeled as Solutions, Mando primarily spends much of his time writing screeds about Joe Biden rather than supplying his own solutions.
Oh, you know what? So many people want to go on and on about immigration and how it's bad and close our borders. And I'm always against it until these fucking Republicans move into the Democrat Party.
I'm sorry, you didn't see this. I put my finger up to my mouth because I'm excited to talk about a twist. Because when you read these screeds, they don't sound like someone who's a conservative. They sound like someone who logged on to Twitter one day and never left. I hate to say it, Mando, within 2 years, has turned into a terminally online leftist.
Okay.
No, this isn't good. I mean, so he uses the term genocide Joe quite a bit, which has recently become a very popular term to use on Twitter. He also has a section on his website where he employed the Swifties, Taylor Swift's legion of fans, to ignore her endorsement of Joe Biden and to endorse him.
Well, at least he's aware of and appealing to the female vote.
Oh my god. Point taken, yeah. So a number of his planks do kind of read like something that he read on Twitter one day and assumed to be true and then made a platform on it.
Incredible.
The best example of this involves the plank of, quote, help save wild Mustang horses. So in this plank, he claims that the Biden administration is selling horse meat to France via, I assume, the Department of Interior. And he states that if Mando becomes president, he will close the department in charge of selling horse meat international.
Great.
So there's too much in this for me to break it down quickly. First off, let's just talk about horse meat because there's no mention of why Mustangs get involved in this whatsoever.
Because they're the tastiest.
I mean, I would hope so. They're running free. They're free range horses. They better be the fucking taste. Yeah. Looking back at the sale of horse meat, America seems to have kind of bowed out of that around 2008, 2009. There's still like a place or two that might do it, but most states have banned the practice to the point that most people, if they are selling a horse for meat, are driving across the border into Canada or Mexico to have it butchered and slaughtered. Wow. This is also typically not a good idea because horses sell more when they're alive. Like buying a horse ain't cheap, and you could sell sperm, you could sell eggs. There are many ways that you can make money from horses, and making them into meat is not the financially most stable. Two, he's completely ignoring the fact that there have been multiple attempts to ban the sale of horse meat federally. The most recent coming in 2021 and was a bill introduced by Jan Schakowsky, my congresswoman.
What?
Yeah, it just kind of sits there though, because so few people are doing it that it's not exactly high on the priority list.
Yeah, this is up there with the group of people that their whole thing is keep the apostrophe in Irish names because as I well know, sometimes you have to put in your name and it does take the apostrophe and sometimes it doesn't. But a cousin of mine sent me a sticker from these people's campaign and I laughed and laughed because it's like you may have been able to get some national media for this in 2000, but since then we've just had bigger issues. And the unfortunate thing is that their whole campaign is like keep the apostrophe in Irish names. And it's like, they're like Spanish names, Arabic name, like a lot of names do have like
you can get all of Hawaii in on this very fucking quickly if you wanted.
Yes. It's like, but what? So why does it have to just be this small contingent of angry white immigrants?
Right? It's like my biggest issue is the Scantron wouldn't take my fucking name, and clearly there's no bigger issue than this right now. So
yeah.
No one has been as injured as I am in this moment.
But also, fun anecdote. I have tried horse meat when I was living in Italy.
How is it?
In high school. Not great. It was just like very tough, shitty tasting salami.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, horses are muscular, and muscular animals tend not to be good.
But now I'm wondering if I had an American horse.
A lazy American horse. Well, yeah, and if as Mando is alluding that they're selling wild Mustang meat, that's a lot of work to get, and like a wild Mustang to get one is tough. To break a horse like that is very, very tough. So you can actually ship them. It's so much fucking work. On top of that, the Department of Interior does not have a division specifically dedicated to selling horse meat to the French, who aren't even the main eaters of horse meat in the
I
world.
was gonna say, who's eating? Like,
I mean, the
it felt like it
Belgians, from
was.
what I could tell, are the Dutch, maybe, but it's like it's
Oh
not.
yeah, they're weird enough. They'd be into that shit.
But yeah, it's not a big enough market that like any president is
No.
going to be like, let's make some extra money, putting in a fuck ton of work to capture a Mustang and then sell it.
Yeah, like, I forget why we had salami style horse meat at my host family's house, but I think part of it was just like, yeah, pick up a couple slices and freak out the
Mhm.
American exchange
Right?
student.
Like,
I think that was it.
it's like we have fucking deer meat here. That's about as close as we can get.
Yeah,
So it's like fucking venison's fine.
yeah,
I don't
delicious.
know where the thing is. I don't know where he got this fucking thing from. Have to be fairly online for the sort of work that we do, and I hate it. I've never seen any sort of Twitter drama around horse meat in the fucking Department of
Well,
the Interior.
maybe you need to get on Tumblr.
Maybe I
I
fucking
feel
do.
like
Maybe I need to
I
learn how to
feel
read
like this is a
Tumblr.
weird Tumblr
Oh my God.
thing.
Just like a brony gets really pissed off hearing that they're selling
Yes.
meat, but it's based on nothing. Ugh. Anyway, all right. So there are some other platform ideas that Mondo has. He's gonna add a constitutional amendment guaranteeing reproductive rights. Don't know if you know how to do that because that's not possible right now, but it'd be really cool to see you try.
Yeah, yeah, go for it, bro.
Promises to lower inflation, but has no details on how he's gonna do that.
Mm.
On day one, he would declare a climate emergency, but has no details on what that means. All right, so this one is very much a very online sort of thing where I actually kind of know where this is coming from. Under the category of kids in cages, he would remove sanctions and blockages placed on Venezuela. Now, the crazy fucking thing with this is that he's stating this while Venezuela is threatening war with their neighboring country of Guyana, and is stating that more than half of Guyana is traditionally Venezuelan land. And it's just a coincidence that it's all the land in Guyana that has oil. So there's been some brinksmanship going on as to whether or not Venezuela is going to invade Guyana. It's a very, very tense sort of situation because America might have to go in there and help. It might kick off a ton of treaties. Who fucking knows? There are some very online people, though, who are extraordinarily supportive of Venezuela because they were the last country to try to attempt to create the Fifth International, which would be like an international communist movement. Hugo Chavez attempted that, did not work. But there are a lot of parties, such as the Party for Socialism and Liberation, that are very heavily supportive of Venezuela. So I can kind of see why he's making this statement. But the easy one to state is Cuba, because Cuba's under a blockade and an embargo.
Yeah.
And that's one that more people are amenable to maybe getting rid of that, but he doesn't, and there's a twist as to why. We have to save it. However, he does say he would give immigration amnesty via executive order to 20 million non-citizens that would all then immediately get temporary work visas in the aftermath.
Yeah, fabulous. Great. Make them citizens.
He would return the Black Hills to the Lakota Nation, return all federally owned land in Hawaii to indigenous Hawaiians. He would abolish the Office of Indian Affairs in the Department of the Interior, which would be interesting because, I mean, for one, it's a shitty name. It's a very shitty old name that needs to probably be changed. But the OIA runs a lot of medical facilities on reservations, and so it's not exactly a nothing organization. And I want more details as to how you're going to fill that gap if you're going to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
He would also allow indigenous people in America access to all federal lands without fear of being kicked out. I want to know what this means. Like, are they allowed to move there? Are they allowed to show up to Yellowstone at 3 a.m. and just walk on in? Like, I just need details as to what he means by that. He promises that for his vice presidential pick, he's going to pick either an independent or a Republican.
Boo.
Yeah, this isn't fucking the second election ever. We don't need to do this. He would declare the entire California coast a national monument and wildlife preserve, which would immediately shut down the ports of Los Angeles and San Francisco. And
Fucking hell.
yeah, it's you need to carve that out, good sir. It also probably
Yeah.
means that no one would be allowed to use the beaches. I don't really know how that works with an
Yeah, I
actual
don't know
park at a
either.
beach.
And like,
Well, if
what
it's an
happens with
actual,
all the houses on Malibu?
yeah, if it's a wildlife preserve, then yeah, you're not allowed on that fucking beach anymore. So it's like, I want to know more what you mean. and he wants to build a massive airport in eastern Nevada that would be connected to California and the surrounding states by hydrogen-powered rail. I don't know why he wants an airport in eastern Nevada. Like, look, sorry to the people living in Ely and Elko, but do you need an airport there? Like, you need hospitals. You need medical care in those areas because they're severely lacking. I don't think an airport's
Yeah.
going to help that much. But under the category of China, he would issue a full trade embargo on China, quote, in order to destroy their economy, and likens this action to the Cuban embargo instituted by JFK. So he supports the Cuban embargo, doesn't support the Venezuelan embargo, and would institute a war-causing embargo on China.
Just say nothing facts. Like it's like another civil war, but we're the South in terms of like manufacturing power.
Yeah. God, it's just so well, and it gets more fucked because he says, "quote the $10 trillion of debt that the Chinese government has purchased, kind of going with that idea that China has purchased American debt. We will take that as a partial payment for COVID-19."
This is just
Yeah,
rude and racist.
I don't think Mando has switched from being a conservative Catholic. I think he's not a leftist as he's trying to pretend. I think he's kind of
Oh
in that
no.
very online thing of being a left presenting far right individual.
Yeah.
He's just using the key phrases that have worked for those people very fucking well this last year. So I have one final detail on Mondo, and that would be how he's raising his campaign funds. So there's nothing illegal happening here. I wanna point that out.
Okay. Yeah.
His campaign has raised $10,000. All 10,000 have come from Mondo. He spent all of it on advertising and making shirts and shit like that. So there's nothing weird there. But he is trying to get more donors. And the campaign site has stickers and shirts. And Mondo's newest invention, the Mando wallet knife, is a small, double-edged weapon that fits snugly within a wallet. Now I'm gonna send you a picture of this.
How does it not cut open the wallet?
Oh yeah, because it doesn't come with a sheath, so it's just the knife and that's it.
What?
Yeah,
What?
so that's the Mondo
This is
knife wallet.
this is a little ninja star. This is so
Yeah,
harmful.
it fits in your hand. The little hole there is like your fingers are supposed to go through that, and then you clutch it
Sure,
and you
yeah.
can jab.
Yeah, you can just shiv people.
Right. So, instinctually, I did not have a good feeling about this knife when I looked at it, mainly because it made me think of the whole thing of people using their car keys as like Wolverine claws when you're walking
Listen,
alone at night.
no, every woman you've ever known in your life has been taught that self-defense technique.
Right.
Yes.
And that, I think we've all done it, but I also remember that that is one of the worst things you can do because it's going to do worse than nothing. The thing with putting your car keys like that is you don't really have a steady thing that you're holding on to. The keys can hinge in your hand. And so if you hit someone with them, if you're doing anything other than like a direct hit, it's going to hit bone and the keys are going to bend down. And if you have like the jagged edge of the keys facing your fingers, it's going to slice your fingers open. You're probably going to break your knuckles in the process.
And then you're not going to be able to get into your house because your keys are all fucked up.
Right, right. So with this knife, I get the same feeling where it's like there's definitely a fulcrum there where your hands are. It's not unless you hit straight on, it's gonna bend down and scrape your skin. It's gonna hit your knuckles and probably break them.
Dusty, I think we're ignoring the fact that like the people buying this are not going to end up using it for self-defense. This is
Well, even for like self-attack, it's a bad knife.
it's just like no, this is someone who's like I want to take out an eye today,
I mean,
and
it
it's not
reminds
going to be mine.
it reminds me of mall ninja weapons, where it's like,
Yeah.
it looks fucking cool, but when you actually put it
Yes.
to use, it's like the knives are breaking. It's not cutting skin. It's not cutting anything. All you're gonna do is break your hand.
Also, just why? Why are
Right.
we selling this?
Because it's Mondo's greatest invention. But so I'm not an expert with knives. So I went to the R Knives subreddit to ask them what they thought.
Hell yeah.
And so I got a few comments, and all of them are gold. First quote: if you're someone who keeps their wallet in their back pocket, avoid putting anything sharp in it. Self-defense
Thank
wise,
you.
this is pure garbage. You will most likely break your fingers.
Yep.
Another person said, quote, I have the feeling that when you punch with the top part of that hole, it's going to smash into your fingers painfully. Can't say for sure, though. Also, don't like there not being any sort of handle to go against your palm, but I guess that makes sense for it if it goes in your wallet. Another person did also note that knives are very shitty for self-defense. Like you're better off getting mace or something that you can handle quickly instead of something that, you have to open first or you have to like open your wallet and grab
Oh,
it to get
so
it.
true. So true.
But my favorite comment was probably, quote, if it wasn't sharp, I'd probably use it as a bottle opener. Another person said it kind of looks like those seatbelt alarm negators where you just plug it into a
Oh
seatbelt
my God.
so that you
Because you
don't get the
can't be
ding noise.
bothered to put on a seatbelt,
Yeah,
for
right.
Christ's sake.
But I looked at them and you're like, yeah, it's definitely the seatbelt negator part with a knife on it. And this knife can be all yours for a donation to the campaign of $59.99.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's someone also noted that there is the potential of this also getting you in legal trouble because
Yes.
technically this is kind of like a brass knuckle.
Yeah.
And brass knuckles are illegal in a number of states. So Mando just keeps accidentally making illegal weaponry, and he wants to be president.
Yeah.
Ah.
For the Democrats.
Yep. So, man, I guess if you're just wanting to vote for someone who comfortably says Genocide Joe, here's your guy. But fuck, man. Also, he didn't show up to the lesser known candidates debate, which makes me think that you are not a serious man. But also, yes, it does take a while to get from Orange County, California to New Hampshire. So what the fuck ever. So those are the
I'm
four people
suggesting,
you could also vote for if you don't want to vote for Joe Biden, Dean Phillips, or Marianne Williamson.
oh my God.
So, Una,
Yes.
I think we have to change up fuck Mary Banish to fuck
Mhm.
vote for Banish.
Oh, oh.
Right. So
Well,
Joe Biden, Dean Phillips,
there's
Marianne
four.
Williamson are all married. They're all taken and spoken for. So you just got these four.
Right. Yeah. Of the lesser known candidates,
Yeah.
fuck, marry, vote, politely asked to leave.
Right.
Okay. God damn it. Well, okay. All right. I'm banishing Mando
Yeah.
before he hurts me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with a fuck on Gabe because I'm pretty sure I have slept with a Gabe type in college once. That peak millennial disaffected youth that's like
Mm-hmm.
mostly right, mostly good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with vote on Frankie. It's a toss up between Frankie and Gabe, honestly. And
Yeah. Yeah.
then like a marry Frankie and yeah, can I banish both Mondo and Steve P?
Look,
I'm just confused.
I think I would marry Stephen Lyons just because, he's a hardworking guy. He probably has a nest egg sitting, he's taking care of his family, he's
Yeah,
a hardworking dude who
yeah,
has the ability to admit when he's wrong, which is such a rare thing in men these days.
totally right. You're
Yeah.
totally right. He's a good egg.
Yeah. I feel like I've had many a drunk conversation in non-city and rural bars with many Steves. But yeah, I think I'm right on with you. I'm torn between Team Gabe and Frankie. Watching them at the debate, Frankie is definitely more camera ready. He's much better at public speaking. Gabe,
Yeah, he's been doing events management for like half his life.
right. I will say during the debate, Gabe probably had the best quote where he was addressing at the time the Democratic Party of Florida, which essentially said, we know there's other candidates, but we're only putting Joe Biden on the ticket for the primary. That just happened again in North Carolina, where they just unilaterally said we're not doing a primary, we're just ignoring all of this, and it's only Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And he stated during the debate, if you are doing this to people like us and not letting us on the ballot, if you're scared of us, then how are you going to defeat Donald Trump? And it's a very succinct and good quote. I think he makes an excellent point. All this does is just make it just feels gross. Like we all know you're gonna win. I'm not so online that I think that Joe Biden might lose the primary. Like he'll definitely not win every single delegate, but he's gonna win. He might not get one or two delegates at most. Like Dean Phillips might get one in New Hampshire. We'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
But that sort of shadiness, I hated it when the Republicans did it in 2020. I hate it whenever it happens with any incumbent president in the history.
Yeah.
So it's just very frustrating to see it happen again. But Gabe, he's a nice dude. He's well thought out. I think I would like to see him run a local race, something like hyper local first, and get some more campaign trail experience.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, if Frankie gets on the ballot here, if Frankie and Gabe get on the ballot here in Illinois, I'm gonna have a tough choice. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Mondo can go fuck off. He can
Oh my
he can run
God.
again when he makes a weapon that isn't accidentally illegal.
Peak Orange County nonsense.
I'm going to make a sharp knife that fits in a wallet. And if you are in a
And
panic, you could
every
just reach
house
into
gets
your
a
wallet,
sprinkler.
you'd slice your fingers open and then fling blood at your attacker. Anyway, thoughts, feelings?
Yes, I have thoughts. It's just like it's just been eye-opening listening to all these platforms for, wannabe candidates in the Democratic primaries and just being blown away by the mediocrity and like provincialism of the platforms. And I'm wondering if like that's the lack of details, the fact that they themselves are coming from like a worldview that hasn't experienced a lot of like there's just so much like reaction against like the beltway, like, oh, people are just in the beltway bubble, and it's like, yeah, and it's like moderation in everything, right? Because
Yeah,
then you get someone from East Nevada and it's like what concerns them has nothing to do with how I'm living my life. And meanwhile, it's like, but you're supposed to like be everyone's president.
right, right.
It's interesting. It's just interesting to hear these and be like, run locally, guys. Like this isn't bad. And I think you have something to say for your community.
Right. Yeah, like with Steven and Mando to a degree, a lot of it is stuff that, if you do a little bit of extra research, you could be able to really figure out what you're talking about. And if you're going to be
Yeah.
president, you have to go outside your own bubble to really understand not just one or two topics you're familiar with, but everything. You're expected to at least have a fundamental understanding of everything. Now, whether that's true or not, whether people just fake it and they're just we just elected whoever's the best at faking that knowledge is a
I
question
would say
unto
also like
itself.
there's something to be said for not necessarily faking it, but understanding your limitations and then
Mhm.
like surrounding yourself with people who
Right.
believe in you and conversely like have the knowledge that you yourself just don't have the time to learn.
100%. Yeah. 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 And I will say, compared to a few of the other candidates who are running, there are some highlights that I'm seeing here. Like New Hampshire has so many people that I wish were running more. Vermin Supreme, who we love and adore on this podcast,
Yes.
he's running for the Democrats in New Hampshire. It's actually just announced today that he is also running for the presidential nomination of the Legal Marijuana Now Party, which has ballot status in Minnesota and might have ballot status in Nebraska. So we'll see how that
Hey,
goes.
hey.
Paperboy Prince, who is
Oh,
a
hell yeah.
rapper and an artist. They're running in the New Hampshire primary, and they probably have one of the best platforms that I've ever seen, but I don't think they're running beyond New Hampshire or anywhere else, which is a bummer. And then you have Teresa Bukanovic, I think is her name. She is a millennial pro-life activist where she's coming from like more of a leftist view of why abortion is bad.
Because we should have birth control all the time and
I
access
should
it
look
to
at her platform more. I just, as soon as I saw, like, I'm not like other abortion activists. I was like, I'm done. Um, you're only
no.
running in New Hampshire. I don't need to learn more about you. But yeah, I think that's a really good point that it would be nice to see more ideas of a platform or more stuff that's more fleshed out, stuff that isn't hyper local. But yeah, so I'm very interested to see who ends up, punching above their weight limit on this, who ends up being
Yeah.
a huge surprise. Oh, almost forgot, in Rhode Island, there is a Democratic nominee who only got on the ballot there. His name's Michael Vandal. He is a holistic dentist.
Reiki on your teeth.
Yeah, I mean, technically, holistic dentistry is supposed to be like, oh, we look at all the things that involve your mouth, like muscle
Oh,
and joints and things like that. I do not get
oh,
that
I could
vibe
actually,
from him. In fact,
I
I,
could.
I get more of the we're gonna put witch hazel on your molars, and then you're gonna be better. That's the vibe I get from him.
Oh, geez. Okay. So, yeah, Reiki.
Teeth Reiki. I really want to see teeth Reiki so bad. Anyway, yeah, just take a look at your ballot, see what's going on. We have the wonderful benefit of living in Illinois, so we can think outside the box on who we want to vote for, and there's really not a whole lot of consequences that go with that. Just vote with your heart. Vote for who you really think should be president. I implore you not to vote for someone just because two theater kids in Chicago really like a couple guys. But yeah, we never do endorsements here, so wherever your heart goes, go that direction. Just don't buy a wallet knife. That's all I ask.
Yeah, that's our endorsement. Don't buy the wallet knife.
Don't buy a wallet knife, and we'll see you next time here on Gadfly. It's 'cause you don't own a wallet knife. That's not how the song goes. Fuck. Too many syllables. Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?